Hello and welcome back to Premier League Primetime. Davis is here back again to give you an in-depth preview. And for the first time, Manchester United will not be a subject of any episode because we are here to preview the North London Derby. I got my two brilliant co-hosts with me here, Cyrus and Andre. How are both of you today?
Good, David. Thank
All right. And all right, so as for the new viewers and new subscribers, we have Andre here who loves Tottenham with all of his heart, and then we have Cyrus who is a diehard Arsenal fan, and you can tell by his cheeky little background there. The North London Derby, Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal, the battle for North London. Expressions versus Troops of AFTV, and just by Andre's shaking of his head, he's already telling us how much he loves Expressions, don't you, Andre?
Mm-hmm. The best.
And I know you like the player nicknames, don't you?
Yeah, you already know. You'll hear a few of them.
All right, so we're going to be going through a couple interesting things. I want to ask you just a couple of questions, and we're going to start. And this is probably going to be the most difficult thing for both of you because I know how much Andre loves Arsenal, and I know how much Sirius loves Tottenham. But I'm gonna say starting with you, Andre. I want you to give 2 to 3 compliments or something like that of things that Arsenal have done well this season.
Okay. I'm not. I'm not gonna go ahead and name them all. We'll go one. I'm gonna do one, then he does one because I don't want to. I don't. I hate going first for this because then I could get screwed over. All right. First off, let's see. It's tough because of the form they've been in, but all
Hey,
right. Look at
genuine compliments.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Just one straight off. I watched. It was before they're obviously they started playing badly. They were still getting praise, but they played against West Ham. I watched the Arsenal West Ham match in completion, and I don't think they played that well. And West Ham outdid them at some points, but they held on to the result really well. Like no, all the big teams have struggled against West Ham, including us when we bottled a 3-goal lead. I, Leicester just lost 4-0, so they got a result against West Ham. They took points against West Ham, and that seems to be impressive this season. So I'll say that.
All right. And we'll do one and we'll do like one and one and then
Yeah,
back.
you bet.
And all right, Sirius, over to you. What would be a compliment, a sincere and genuine compliment you would give to Tottenham this season?
Probably just their consistency. Their first place. I think the last Andre can correct me if I'm wrong, but the last game they lost was against Everton. So yeah,
Yeah,
they've just been
since
consistent.
the beginning of the year.
I've been really impressed with Harry Kane, to be honest. He's not only is he scoring, he's also assisting. So
Yeah, I think any footballing fan would be impressed with Harry Kane, especially this season. The guy's blown. He's blown me away. He's blown everyone away. To be honest with you, Andre, back to you. Another compliment for your favorite team, Arsenal.
okay. All right. That that last compliment was appreciated. No, I know we're serious, but we always it's always brought up when there's discussions about if London's red or white, and I think the most legit thing is that Arsenal. I mean, that for that run under Wenger, they were top four for literally so long. I mean, I would say London was red for a long time, just mainly because of that man Arsene Wenger. He was probably the best one to threaten Sir Alex's reign. It was that he grew an intense rivalry with that. I think Wenger deserves a lot of credit for building up Arsenal and really getting their fan base excited because they had some great moments and they always finished the season very very strong. So I do compliment what Arsenal was.
Yeah, I do have to say, as poor as Arsene Wenger was in his closing years, I mean that man, and I know a little bit of Arsenal history. You know, apart from Herbert Chapman, from like the 20s and 30s, and you have and you have George Graham, who's actually huge for both sides. First manager Arsenal, then Tottenham. But yeah, Arsene Wenger just, I mean, that man did so much for Arsenal. He brought Arsenal probably the most famous achievement, going undefeated throughout an entire season. Um, yeah, I mean, he is instrumental to their history. I do have to say. And Cyrus, over to you. Another compliment for your favorite club, Tottenham.
Uh, okay. Well, I have to talk about, I guess, their summer window. I think, unlike a lot of clubs, Man U, they've definitely been successful, and you can see with the players they brought. I also want to talk about, I don't know, yeah, the players they brought. They have Reguilon, he's been good, everyone. But yeah, and it all comes down to the manager, to be honest. He's a class manager, can't take that fact away.
Until
Titles
season
he's
three.
Well, yeah, till season 3. But yeah, you have a class manager, so obviously there's going to be some success. Probably not a trophy, but some success.
Yeah, Cyrus is spot on there. And when you talk about Jose Mourinho, no club brings him in to just finish third or fourth, or to or just just to put a little bit of pressure on the top. That's just. Jose Mourinho is. For so long under Maurizio Pochettino, they weren't quite at that elite level, but Mourinho just slams that door right down. And yeah, when you have Jose Mourinho, he demands his players. He wants players that will fit his style. And yeah, that summer window, in between who won that window, I think it was between Everton and Tottenham. I think I gave it to Tottenham in the end of who won that window. Bringing back Gareth Bale, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, bargain of a deal, 15 million pounds from Southampton. Serge Reguilon, but yeah, let's not talk about Reguilon and how he should be at another club and not Tottenham. Who else did they bring in? Matt Doherty, Joe Rodon from Swansea, and Carlos Vinicius, a loan from Benfica, very, very good striker, highly rated in Portugal. Tottenham just addressed so many issues in that window, and apparently they're still looking for another center back, and another attacking midfielder, apparently. And I know Andre's over the moon with the links to Marcel Sabitzer, aren't you, Andre?
I have mixed feelings about Sabitzer. I have questions about his abilities, but it's whatever.
All right. We're gonna go into the next part, or the next question for both of you. Starting with you, Andre. If you're just what player would you swap from your starting 11, from Arsenal starting 11, and why?
Who would I swap? Arsenal have had, I think a lot of their players are especially broken right now. I think there are a lot of them are passengers. You can see by their run of form, but I think there are some people that have talent. I thought Maitland-Niles well, I was impressed with him at first. He hasn't obviously lived up to expectations.
If you were to drop this player into your starting, if I were you, I know exactly who I'd go for.
The question is, who would I drop? I don't know who I'd drop. If we're going, yeah, that's a tough one. Gabriel has been also really good, really solid center backs. I'd probably be another one.
Yeah, that's who I would go for, but it's up to you.
It's gotta be that. It's gotta be that or Partey, right? So I think our midfield is very strong right now. So I guess I'd bring in Gabriel, swap out. Oof.
I think their starting pair now is Dyer and Alderweireld.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition for our center backs right now. But yeah, I don't. I mean, we're obviously in the market for Skriniar, but yeah, I guess I'll swap out Davinson for Gabriel. It's probably an upgrade.
No, Andre, no, come on, Davinson doesn't even start. It's between Darren and Alderweireld.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Okay. Uh, Toby then, just because he's getting older.
All right, so he will choose to drop Toby one Kenobi. And Cyrus, on to you. Same question. And I know this would probably be a lot more difficult just because of Tottenham's run of form. There's so many players. That you would look at, and there's a lot of issues in that Arsenal side. Who would you swap in your starting 11? For her Tottenham starting 11, would you? Depending if you're assuming Aubameyang plays on the left or up front, would you go with the right back? Would you go with midfield?
Probably gonna be
I,
Young.
I don't think I'd go with Kane because we have Aubameyang. I know he's off form now, but what he did last year was pretty great. So I think I'm gonna take Son, replace him for Willian. You could take a cheeky Willian. Yeah.
William's been amazing. He's been a great signing for Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't bad last game, but besides that, he's been dreadful. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said in episode yesterday, I thought William was actually one of Arsenal's better players against Wolves. He's one of their better players, surprisingly, in terms of the form they've been in. It's been nothing short of awful. That's what I'm saying about that. And the third thing, going to you, Andre. What would you say in terms of what do you think Jose Mourinho is going to try and do on Derby Day in terms of tactics, in terms of personnel? Who do you think what starting lineup do you think he'll go with?
Yeah. He's come out in his recent press conference and he's gone on and said Harry Kane is currently injured, didn't train today. Carlos Vinicius also didn't train. There were a lot of players that didn't train. Reguilon also was supposedly injured, but Mourinho's one of those guys that's all talk. He said Toby would be out 4 weeks or whatever. He's already back to full fitness, I think. In terms of our starting 11, obviously Lloris in goal. He's been probably the best keeper, one of the best keepers since the start of the season. Let's go right back. I'm gonna go Serge Aurier. He's been playing in the big games.
Ooh, Aurier.
Yeah, I think Aurier will play. I think Doherty will get the Europa League match.
Wait, what about Doherty?
He'll get the Europa League match, I think, but you never know. Those two could swap. I think he'll stick with Aurier for the Arsenal match.
Okay.
Yeah. Center back Dyer obviously going to play, but he's going to be on the left side. In terms of Rodon or Toby, could go either way. We're hearing that Toby's back to full fitness, like we said. So I guess I'm going to predict Toby for the starting 11.
And speaking of center backs, what's going on with Davinson Sanchez?
Joe Rodon's just ahead of him in the pecking order. I think stylistically, Davinson maybe seems to not fit Mourinho's style defensively.
I mean, he played in the Manchester United match and he was incredible.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he gave away the penalty at the beginning. I think after that he sharpened up. He also, to be fair, didn't have that much to deal with, after the Martial incident. But yeah, he's still done well. I think he's been playing in the Europa League matches. He'll play tomorrow. But yeah, I think it'll be Dyer, Toby. Left back, I think Reguilon will be back. He's got to be back. Defensive mids. There's been rumors that we're gonna debut Lo Celso and Ndombele in the starting, but I don't think it'll happen. I think
it's gonna be Højbjerg. Højbjerg's gonna play.
No, yeah, I think it'll be Højbjerg has played every Premier League minute, so it'd be Højbjerg and then Ndombele, Lo Celso with those two creative, but I just don't see that happening. I think he's loving Musa's defensive work, so I think it'll be Højbjerg, Musa, and then maybe later on in the match we'll sub Lo Celso in for somebody. But I think that our midfield three will be Hoiberg, Sissoko, and Ndombele in the 10. Wingers, Heung-min Son, Steven Bergwijn, and then Kane up top. I think it's going to be our starting 11.
No room for Gareth.
No, he's just not back to full fitness yet. I think he'll play striker tomorrow. I think he'll play up top, but just nowhere near.
Yeah, he hasn't been getting a lot of Premier League minutes, Gareth Bale.
He doesn't deserve it yet. He's still definitely he's showing moments, but he's still it's a work in progress with him. There's lots of months this season that I think he'll bounce back. Especially if Real, I'm hoping that this is what's going to happen. Real Madrid is going to go to the Europa League, and then we're going to play them, and then that'll be the first time Gareth Bale goes all out and scores a hat trick against Real Madrid. That'll be the best. That's what I hope happens. But yeah, you never know. I don't think Bale will start. Maybe get playing time, but I don't even know.
All right, that's a little tactical rundown from Andre. And Cyrus, I'm going to ask you the exact same question. What do you think is going on inside the head of Mikel Arteta? What tactical approach do you think he's going to use? What 11 do you think he'll use with the players he has available? And I know Arsenal have a bit of an injury crisis at the moment. Is he going to go for the traditional Mikel Arteta's masterclass 3-4-3? Do you think he'll stick with the 4? What do you think he's thinking for Derby Day?
Yeah, I don't know. He changes it up a bit, but I feel like against the big teams, which I guess you could say Tottenham is now, I think he's gonna go. What I think he's gonna do, which I don't really like, but he's gonna put, of course, Leno. You have to put Leno. Then I think he might go with the. I don't know. I think he'll go. Obviously, Gabriel. Then you have, I think, Holding. Then he'll put Tierney, Bellerin. Even though I don't want Bellerin.
Bellerin's been in terrific form, hasn't he? He's been phenomenal this season.
Yeah.
Spanish Tarek Lamptey.
I was thinking he might go 5 at the back, but I'm gonna say he won't because that didn't really work against the other teams. So yeah, I'd rather have the mainland house there, but that won't happen. Then I think we'll have in the middle. I think it'll be Xhaka, of course. He loves to play Xhaka in the big game. Ceballos, and then that cam position. That's a position. I don't know. It's been kind of switched up a bit. I'd maybe like to have maybe like a Lacazette, like a bombing, like I don't know, Lacazette right behind a bombing. That won't happen. So I think he'll play. I think he'll play. Let's call it here. I'll come back to that because then I think on the left he'll play Saka, up top Aubameyang, and then on the right he'll play Willian. So I guess Willock. I guess he'll play Willock. It would be interesting if he plays Lacazette. To be honest, I feel like Lacazette scored against Tottenham a couple of times. Could be interesting.
Maybe he'll push Ceballos up there. I mean, Ceballos is a very creative player as is.
He's creative. I don't know. I feel like he's not really a 10. I feel like he's more of an 8. But yeah, maybe could play there. We'll see.
I mean, you could put Reece Nelson there. You could put Ceballos up there, and then I don't know if what's going on with Mohamed El Sideways. Mohamed El Neni. Whether he's what's going on with him?
I think he has COVID. I'm not sure though.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he has COVID. My bad. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I'm sure Mohamed El Neni would have been a great person to have. My personal opinion, I agree with everything what Andre says. I think Jose Mourinho is kind of that guy. I mean, he does a bit of rotation, but he's not super sold on it. He finds his 11 and he sticks with that 11. This is something traditionally that he does. For me personally, Cyrus, I think he's gonna go for the 3-4-3.
Well, you're right.
Personally. It's worked against almost all the big teams. It worked to perfection against Manchester United. And if you look at last season, worked against Chelsea, worked against Manchester City. What more can I say? I think he'll probably play that 3, and he'll put Tierney at that left center back, and then I'll go with Saka at the wing back. But who knows? Who knows what Mikel Arteta will do? And serious, quick question for you. A quick question for you. And I know it's a question that I know Andre would love to hear. Serious. Question. What do you think of Tottenham?
Shit.
And what do you think of shit?
It would have to be Tottenham, Davis.
Hey, Cyrus, what do we think of Martial?
Oh,
Shit. On.
hey! No mentioning United on today's podcast.
A 3-1 defeat. 3-1 defeat.
Hey, it's a North London derby preview, not a troll Manchester United. Not a troll Manchester United.
We'll all be seeing each other in the Europa League.
Well, going over to you, Andre.
Yeah.
What do you think of an Arsenal's very fine form this season?
No, they're. I didn't think they started the season off well, like at all in terms of stylistically. I think they've been really mundane personally. Like even when they were getting results at the beginning, I still think it should have been better. Their attacking players just aren't linking up the way they should be. I mean, this is Arsenal, who's obviously. I mean, I still think back to that. Was it Giroud that did the Scorpion? Was that Giroud? Years ago? Yeah, same day as Mkhitaryan when he did it. Like I still think back to that, and I just remember that slick play that Arsenal used to do in their build up. Aaron Ramsey was at the fort, would do it all the time with them, and it's like they just don't look like that at all, dude. They don't look like that at all. Their attacking play is just really bad. They're sending out to the wing backs. It's just I mean I say what you want about Mourinho. I still think we've been more entertaining than Arsenal this season. I don't know. I'd be worried as an Arsenal fan. Like I think Arteta, like I didn't think about the fact that the 3-4-3 has been working against the big teams, but I was honestly thinking if I'm Arteta going into the run of form that we've got, I've got to try something completely new. Screw it. Let's just let's keep the same personnel generally, but tactically I've got to try new things. Like let's just surprise. I mean, if Arsenal has sucked this much, then Mourinho you already know has found already gaps in there. Like for me, I'd go fresh slate if I were Arteta, but then again, I don't know the team that well. But yeah, I just don't think the Arsenal have got it. I think I'm going really confident.
Andre, I wouldn't be too confident because this is Tottenham we're talking about, and when we're talking about Tottenham, there's always that slight glimmer of hope that they could go up by 2 or 3 goals and Cyrus and what traditionally happens when Tottenham could see a couple goals after that.
Sorry, what?
Oh, did you lag out there?
Ever. Sorry. Yeah. Usually, look, all I'm saying is Tottenham are a bit of a choke artist. That's all I can tell you.
Andre, what do you say about that?
I mean, look, say what you want before, but the fact is, Pochettino come in, he's developed us, he's gave us new mentality, and now Mourinho has just cemented that we're developing so well. We've been on a steady, going up, and Arsenal has just been just going down. I mean, I don't even know what half of their players are right now. They should just sell everyone and do it again. They have $70 million for Pepe.
I
That's
think
crazy.
half our team, but yeah. I mean, it's only been a couple of games. Hasn't been. How many games has it been? Like 9?
10 matches.
The 11 match.
I mean, we're not even a third of the way through the season, so you never know.
That's true. It's true. That's true.
One thing I will say, just as a side fan, when it comes to the bigger major trophies, I know both of these teams lack them, but at least one of these sides, has some trophies. Must feel good.
look, historically, Arsenal is the badge. Like they're historically they're a better team. If you look historically, London is red. But now, if you look in the last like 6 years, maybe even more than that, like it is like no, it's not at all. Like right now, we're top of the league right now. I don't even know what place is Arsenal right now? Like 12th or something farther down.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, we're a bit farther, 14th.
Okay, so yeah. So you look at that, it's like I mean we've been to a Champions League final. You guys have never done that. We have Lucas
yes,
Moura.
yeah. I'm 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 sorry. But Manchester United fan is gonna back an Arsenal fan. They have been to Champions League final.
Shit, okay, sorry, my bad.
Those
But
six.
you know they're still they got excited over FA Cups. Like that's like all you've had. Like I can't support a team like that does like just well in domestic clubs and just isn't good enough throughout the season. That's why Tottenham were like that for like before I was born. But like now it's like I still need solid results in the league, which is what I've been guaranteed in my in my tenure as a Spurs fan.
Well, at least they could win. Well, at least they could win the FA Cup.
We just we didn't try in the FA Cup. We didn't,
Oh, oh, come on. Oh, come on.
when
You
did we
tried,
try in the FA Cup?
you lost a pen to Norwich.
Yeah, exact. Yeah, that was the run that like we also lost against Leipzig.
Now it's like Dyer like ran up and started beating up like a bunch of fans.
Yeah, they see Dyer is he Dyer's a good guy. He complimented Arteta today. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah, he
Dyer,
did.
yeah.
I
So
did.
Dyer's some maniac. Then
Maybe some mind games potentially.
Maybe.
Maybe because we know Jose Mourinho is very famous with his mind games.
yeah.
Maybe he's saying, "Okay, Eric, it's time for the mind games ahead the weekend derby against Arsenal."
Yeah. Wait, serious. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Arsenal can manage a result against us?
Look, I think we're definitely gonna score because I feel like I don't know. I feel like Aurier he could pull a cheeky pen for us. I think it's always a case of Aubameyang versus Aurier. I think we could get a goal there, but I think we're gonna lose. But you never know. I'm a 3.
Yeah, it's a derby. And if there's one thing that Arsenal fans like Cyrus want, it's these players to get fired up. And if I were Cyrus, I'd want that exact same thing. The one time where we'll mention Manchester United. If these are my boys or my United lads playing against Liverpool or City, I would want them fired up, regardless of what the result was before. It's a derby. I think these players will get their shit together, and I think they'll try and take it to Tottenham. At least what?
I mean, your players also looked very fired up to go against Mourinho again, and that didn't turn out well.
Yeah.
I don't think you should get too fired up against us because we'll take advantage of that. This is Mourinho style now. We have solid defense now. You get too excited against us, then you push guys up. You're done. Kane's on. It's done.
What's your favorite nickname for Jose Mourinho?
Trophy Mourinho blood. Oh my God, he's the best. We're winning a trophy this season. I don't care what you guys say. We're winning something. Just watch.
I remember I was watching the documentary of I was watching the Tottenham documentary a little while ago and it was a Christmas party and the Christmas party with what's his face Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge, oh yeah, and Mr. Daniel Levy, and he was on the mic and he was saying his 2 goals for Tottenham this season: to win a trophy and finish in the top 4. I feel like that's been Tottenham's expectation for a long time.
Oh,
Serious, what do you think about that?
Next one.
I mean, like they have won a trophy, right? What was it, the Audi Cup or?
Oh yeah, the Audi Cup.
Audi Cup is a bigger trophy than the Club World Cup. Like everyone knows that. Like Audi Cup is much more. We beat Bayern Munich in the final. Like when was the last time we did that? Like we just.
And Pochettino won his own little trophy too. I don't know what it was.
International Champions Cup in the U.S.
No, but
We
like
won.
no, like and Poch finally got like a little award, and he was saying like, finally, I got a
Oh
trophy.
my God.
Oh yeah, I saw it. That was funny. That was funny.
I was so,
I just don't think like Tottenham are like just clutch in like finals and scenarios. I feel like Arsenal at Wembley, it's over already. I feel like I mean we saw with Tottenham against Liverpool what happened. But.
Well, you guys, I mean, you guys, when Arteta, no, that was the Emirates. Never mind. When Arteta beat us, I mean, not Arteta. Sorry, when Unai Emery beat us 4-2, that was a great match.
Oh, that was a great match for us, yeah. And then Son dived. Yeah, that was great.
and then Lucas Torreira just became like the best CDM in the league.
Where
He
is
was really he was good for a solid like 6 months. I mean, we have
What on
parts.
earth happened to yeah? The question is just what on earth happened to Lucas Torreira, man? Like honestly, like
I think he picked up a couple of injuries. He just lost his mojo, and I mean, like we have a better player now. I feel like a better CDM. Unfortunately, he's injured now. So,
but imagine
but
of having Torreira here. I mean, a pairing of Partey, and assuming Partey was a Partey and Torreira. I mean that would be a decent.
I mean, I feel like yeah, we just need a. I think over the winter January window, I feel like I think we need a center back. To be honest, I feel like we have Gabriel, and then who else is like
yeah,
solid. We have Holding. Holding is I feel like in my
No,
opinion.
Holding's no longer solid after that Aston Villa performance. He
I
is
mean,
not
like
solid.
everyone was bad that game. I feel like Holding can be solid. The problem is he's so injury prone. Then you have David Luiz. I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Then you
David Luiz actually wasn't too bad against Wolves. I have to say he actually wasn't too bad.
besides injuring Jimenez, yeah, he was okay. But I feel like we just need someone else to just help him. I think we're gonna loan out Saliba. I don't know what's going on there, of course, but yeah. And then we need a creative player attacking mid, someone who can change the game for us. I
Yeah.
always wanted Draxler, but I don't know. It's kind of too late for that. I've wanted Draxler
Um,
for years.
I've seen rumors of Sabitzer. I've seen rumors of a former Tottenham player, Christian Eriksen. And here's and both a question for both Cyrus and Andre, for both of you. What are your thoughts on the Christian Eriksen back to North London, but to the red half of North London?
He'd be good because both of them are on like a really steady decline. So I think in that sense, it's a really good fit.
I mean, I'd take him. He's only 20. I thought he was older. I just looked up. He's 28. Yeah. So I mean, I'd take him for sure. Unfortunately, maybe he can finally win a trophy. That'd be nice for him.
Okay. I mean, you do have to give him credit just because I don't think Conte ever wanted him. It was just an Inter Milan panic buy somewhat. I think there was like, oh, he's available. Let's just get in.
I was surprised the Inter were even interested in him, because Conte's he's playing a 3-5-2, not even a 3-4-1-2. There's no number 10. If he was playing a 3-4-1-2, I would understand it because he has that creative link.
For a while too.
Hmm?
He's playing a 3-4-2-1 too with Alexis and behind someone else. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
Weird.
I like.
Yeah. By the way, personally for me, shout out to Inter. I think Manchester United need to build them a statue. For taking some players off our hands. Unfortunately, they did take the world class left back Ashley Young off our hands. I'm
They also
devastated.
Lukaku, and then you have Martial now, so it's great.
Yeah.
Martial is a terrific. He is a terrific player. He had a horrendous performance today against PSG. He was awful.
Martial is like I told you, he's like an Everton level player. Like he's a good player, but he'd be perfect for like Everton.
And Fred can go in the championship, to be honest.
Probably.
Okay. And we're gonna end all the bantering of Fredinho because Fred is going to be the new Casemiro. I'm telling you now. Fred is OP. I mean that guy is all over the pitch.
He's not. You're like the only guy.
He had a shocking game today. That red card was so stupid. I don't know what he was doing. I like
All the players in the end went to crap today. Like that was just what was amazing. It was a total slap in
I
the
mean,
face.
Friday wasn't that bad, huh?
yeah, it was shocking. Anyways, but sticking to the North London Derby because this is a North London Derby preview.
For winning.
The North London Derby preview. And a bit of transfer questions actually for both of you. Serious. If Arsenal had if you were, if you had, let's say you were Josh Kroenke, and the president of Lyon and the president of RB Salzburg came to you and said, Mr. Saigai, you can have one of these two. You can have Saborsla from RB Salzburg, or you can have Hassam Awar. What are your thoughts on those two, and who would you prefer?
I always thought we were gonna get OR like next summer. I feel like at a time like last summer, we were gonna get him. I felt like it was gonna be finalized. He decided not to. I think I'd still take OR. I think he's young, class. He's proven in the Champions League. So yeah, I think I'd take him, to be honest. I think he's maybe the player we're missing, to be honest. I feel like maybe if he was in the team right now, there could be some type of change. But I just also want to mention that in January, so Ozil's technically not allowed to play until January. I'm guessing no one wants him. So never know. Maybe he can get a cheeky run in. We'll see.
And what are your thoughts on Saborsla of Salzburg? He's been amazing this season. He's been top class this season.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's great midfielders all over the world. Unfortunately, Arsenal, besides the signing of Thomas Partey, the likes of El Neni, Xhaka. To be fair, Xhaka hasn't been horrible, but it's just nothing that really has a huge impact on the game. I feel like we need one of those two players to really have a shot at top four. I mean, right now we're just trying to stay in the league, but yeah.
I mean, I think Arteta approached things with an idea that Lacazette and Aubameyang can be creative, and that partnership can create things for each other. But clearly, it's not enough. If you just add an Aouar or if Ozil's back to form, then their attack is revolutionized. It gives you so much more. Instead, it's just that partnership and the wing backs creating stuff where it could be more. They just.
What you said was a good point. How we always go to our wing backs, and it really is quite annoying when a counterattack, Ceballos or Jacques always hits it out to our wingbacks and nothing really happens. I'm not trying to see Bellerin cross a ball 10 times per game.
Yeah. Bellerin and Willian, both of them on the same side.
To be fair, Tierney can cross it at times, but I feel like, I don't know, just not working for us. We're not being direct. And, that's partly Aubameyang's fault, but I feel like he needs more. I don't know. He just needs more help, I feel like. I know he doesn't look as passionate at times, but I feel like he really needs it.
Yeah, I know a lot of questions were being raised about signing him to a new contract, whether it kind of end up in the same situation like Mesut Ozil was, playing brilliantly until he got that contract, and then everything just kind of fell to shit. Do I think that'll happen to Aubameyang? I don't think so. And I know this is going to sound like a surprising question, but seriously, do you think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is captain material, or do you think you'd give it to someone else?
Look, I think
a real leader on the pitch,
when Aubameyang
first Patrick Vieira
from Dortmund, he was people spread rumors that he was not good with the team chemistry, he wasn't listening, and all those have been false. He's been a great teammate. I don't know if he's captain material. Here's the thing. He's a great teammate. He's a fun guy. He gets along with everyone. I feel like I just don't know if he's captain material. I feel like the likes of Tierney, you see how much passion Tierney plays with. I feel like, maybe he could be a good captain, to be honest, with all his, I know Bellerin's been here forever, but I don't want to see Bellerin be captain. So,
no.
Yeah.
I want to see Bellerin be captain.
Me too.
No, I think he's spot on. Aubameyang, obviously, people make fun of him for his whatever, but just even that aside, let's say his personality, I don't know. I mean, we already know his whole haircut fiasco and all his style things. Does his stupid celebration that Tony Cruz shat all over. But to give him a new in order to give him a new contract, I think they had to fire 57 Arsenal staff members, like just like to pay for his contract. Like that's just like you don't want your captain to be like that. Like you don't want like Aubameyang should just be the hot shot, and then you can find that soul in the club elsewhere at like a Kieran Tierney or someone with more passion. Even Bernd Leno, I don't even think would be terrible. So yeah, I think there's a spot on.
I mean, if I were Mikel Arteta, I mean, for me, Aubameyang's a wonderful player. Don't get me wrong, but for me, he's not a leader. Aubameyang's not like he's not someone that's going to get up in the referee's face. He's not someone who's going to look at the next person next to you and say, "That's not acceptable. That's not good enough for our football club. You're shit, and you're shit."
Yeah, I feel like
He's a quiet leader, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think someone like a Kieran Tierney is going to look at the person next to you and say, "That's unacceptable. That was shit. You're shit. You're not good enough." And he's going to hold his teammates accountable. And I think a player like that is a player that I think Arsenal need to be their captain.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like there's a problem with a lot of clubs. The star player is always the captain, and at times that's not really what you need. I feel like if you're looking down at the captains through the years from Arsenal, besides a couple of them, they've been quality captains, starting with Tony Adams. What a great leader he was. Even Cesc Fabregas, captaining at 21, he was great for us. So
Vieira.
Yeah, Vieira.
Henry as well. Henry was a star player, but I mean, he was someone who led that side. I mean, he was inspirational.
Yeah.
And I know Andre is shaking his head because Andre thinks, oh, Harry Kane's better than Henry.
No, I just think Thierry Henry's football knowledge is just not good. I don't think he's a smart guy, but he's terrific on the pitch, whatever. But yeah, no, Harry, yeah. To go from Vieira to Aubameyang as captain, just personality-wise, just like you can already see the memes. So no, I think they need something.
It's kind of the same thing about like having Maguire as captain. There's no real massive input.
So.
I was waiting for someone to mention Harry Maguire. Here we go again. Those captain issues are the exact same as Manchester United's. When you have a player who might be a good player, but the captaincy just doesn't fit that player. And that person's just not a leader, and there's a very, very obvious person that should be the captain who is a leader on the pitch and who will look at people around you and say, "That's not good enough. That's unacceptable." It's as simple as that. What's with you two and this ripping on Anthony Martial, honestly?
I love him so much, so it's
in a North London derby preview.
You love Anthony Martial more than like some of your own family, so that's why we like to Martial.
I bet Martial loves Lamela as well.
Lamela is so great. When they were interviewing Dyer, we were talking about training, and they asked him about training with Eric Lamela, and Dyer literally said like he just kicks you for no reason and stuff. I love Lamela.
I think Davis can both agree we hate Lamela.
Yeah.
Yes, I 100% agree. It was serious with that. Eric Lamela he's good at what he does, and I think he's a perfect Mourinho player.
I feel like he's ass, but okay.
No.
Perfect Mourinho player in meaning in terms of the shithousery levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like Andre's favorite and Cyrus's favorite, Kolasinac.
No.
For the defensive issues, wouldn't he be great to put back there?
To be fair, Lamela's he had one good season, 2015. He scored an astounding 5 goals, which looks like it was his highest since. Yeah.
I know Kolasinac would be a great fit for the derby.
I think. Let's go. Our 2 least favorite players from each other's sides. You first, Cyrus. Is it Lamela?
I'm gonna have to go with this is tough. I'm gonna have to go with Eric Lamela just because I just I feel like it isn't talked about how much of a cheat he is. I feel
Oh.
like throughout the years he's had some pretty nasty fouls.
Thanks for
Then
giving
it's
more
kind
so
of
the red card.
then it's kind of like a tie. I'd probably say Dele Alli, just because of like all the
the cheeky celebrations.
players. But I mean, like he's washed, so it's fine.
He's not washed.
I remember, I think it was in Unai's first season, and I think in the middle of the game, like someone threw like a beer bottle at Deli, and Deli turned around and just went.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was talking about the amount of trophies Arsenal won last season versus Tottenham. So
Yeah, he read into the future. No. Yeah, no, I think he's right. Eric, people don't talk about enough how much of a cheat Eric Lamela can be.
Just what about Eric Dyer for that cheeky little celebration he did after he scored that equalizer?
that's who I was going between at Dele Alli and Eric Dyer. But yeah, if we're focusing on Dele Alli, I feel like before, like I feel like 2015 to 2016, 2017, he played class. To be honest, I feel like I don't know. Even though I don't like him, I feel like he can still be good. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
think
hope.
Dele Alli can be a good player, but something's just not right with him.
I mean, he's still. I mean, he is the same age as Anthony Martial. He's 24. Scored a lot more goals than him. So he's still young. He's still developing his mentality. I think he needs to be more of a cheat. I think that's when he's at his best. When he is being like just an a-hole to everyone. I think that he needs to channel that again.
And I know Dele Alli is a super hard worker and trainer. Is that right, Andre?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, watching. I remember I watched the Tottenham documentary. You could see how hardworking he is. Just showing right.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. When Joe was like, Deli, what is Deli? And I thought I already told you I'm lazy training.
Yeah.
But I can already guarantee that Cyrus definitely love that cheeky little celebration from Eric Dyer.
Yeah, I mean, I personally liked when Lacazette stared into the Tottenham crowd when he scored. That was a pretty good goal, by the way.
I mean, he literally got outdone by Toby Alderweireld, and David Luiz even like made that mistake. Like, how long did that least add? Like 90 seconds? I don't know.
Oh, it's David Luiz the clown. It's David Luiz the
I saw
clown.
Let's see if it'll show. Hold on. It was David Luiz. It's a pretty bad joke. Maybe I should show it. But you know how David Luiz had like the bandage with the blood like showing, like it was like dripping down.
Yep.
So it looks like the Arsenal white kit that they have. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're away kit from this year. Yeah.
Yeah, it literally looks like exactly the same.
That's facts.
That's it was a bad joke, but it was funny as hell.
Andre, over to you.
Nope. Back.
Nobody can see it. But yeah. Andre, over to you. What two Arsenal players do you hate the most? I definitely know how much you love Kolasinac.
Yeah, Kolasinac definitely goes in there. I don't like the guy. All he's good for is protecting Ozil or whoever it was.
Protecting Mesut Ozil.
Yeah. Yeah, protecting their best Fortnite player on the team. But
Yeah, he's valuable. He's very valuable to that team.
100%. No, it's gonna be Kolasinac definitely in there. The other one, I don't feel like the rest of their players are like at least the mean ones, like the ones that are hell to play against. None of them are like good enough for me to hate them. But I'll just go like a Granit Xhaka just because he's been there so long. But even the Arsenal fans kind of hate him too, so it's like I kind of like him in that sense. But so I don't know who the second one is. There's too much. I'd be too indecisive, but I'd definitely probably go Kolasinac. Screw him, honestly.
Granit Xhaka is kind of a weird one. I mean, in terms of Arsenal fans, I don't know what Sirius thinks, but Granit Xhaka, it's so down the middle in terms of Arsenal fans I know and what they tell me. I mean, some fans like him, some fans hate him, some fans just don't know. I mean,
they loved him as captain.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know Sirius loved Granit Xhaka as captain, especially in that Crystal Palace game.
Yeah, when he told their fans to F off. That was great. Great captaincy.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, anyways, right before we end the show, it wouldn't be a match review without a quick little combined 11, and this one should be pretty simple.
We're going on form, right?
I wouldn't say pretty simple, but okay.
We're going on form. We're going on form.
I think we should go on.
No.
No,
Nope.
last season.
Your
This season.
your form is too poor to not go off form. You know.
I mean,
Should we count injuries or should we not count injuries?
Let's not. I mean, what injuries are there that are mad? I mean, yeah. No. Let's count injuries. Let's count injuries.
Let's count injuries. Okay.
Yeah, we'll count injuries.
Oh, we technically. Oh, yeah, we should count injuries. Yeah, because that means Harry Kane wouldn't be in it.
Well, no, that's just talk there.
There we go. In goal.
We won't
Yeah,
count.
Who do you guys say in goal?
that's a tough one. I think Lloris is just he's conceded a lot. We've conceded less goals than everybody else, so I think you've probably and we have more clean sheets. So I think for this season, I go Lloris.
You know, he's a World Cup winner. I think it's close though, but I'll give it to Lloris.
Yeah. We'll just go for 4-3-3 for the sake of it. So we have Lloris in goal. This isn't actually. I don't know if you could say interesting because I mean one's clearly better than the other, but right back.
Irene Aurier. I mean, I don't know. Again, based on form, it's got to be Aurier, right? I mean, he's been a different player this season.
Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I thought it would be like Doherty. Do you think Doherty's better than Aurier or no?
Yeah, I think Doherty. He's just still finding his place. I think he's still developing. He's been really good in the last couple of appearances, to be fair, prior to COVID. But yeah, so I'm fine putting Doherty in there. Still my player.
So we're going with Aurier or Doherty?
Whichever one.
Because gosh knows Bellerin's going nowhere near the lineup.
Whoa. 2015 Bellerin would go straight in there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll have a final vote for it, and I guess I'll go Aurier just because he's played more games recently. So I'll go Aurier. Center backs, Gabriel goes straight into the lineup.
Yeah.
I'm a big Gabriel fan. And Cyrus's Rodis, King Charles.
Yep. Still fat.
Yeah, I'd say Gabriel goes straight into the lineup for me.
Yep.
The question is, who would you put alongside him? Definitely not one of Arsenal center backs.
No. I don't know, probably Toby Alderweireld, but Eric Dyer, to be fair, has been really good. Still
So who would you say?
Cyrus can decide.
I'll go with Dyer.
All right, so we got Gabriel and Dyer. Left back, as good as Kieran Tierney is, it's got to be Reguilon.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could debate it, but you guys both think Reguilon. So
in terms of form, and I'm a big Kieran Tierney fan. I really do like him. He's a great young lad. He's terrific. But in terms of the form,
yeah, we can go with Reguilon.
I mean, honestly, I don't really see like anybody else from Arsenal that gets into this 11 on form, so I'm okay putting Tierney just to be inclusive.
Okay, fine. Just to be inclusive, we'll go Kieran Tierney.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Into midfield, should we give Cyrus Partey just to, I don't know.
I think a cheeky Partey should go in there. And then you can pick the two others.
Okay. All right. Fine. Yeah. All right. Fine. So, just to be nice, yeah. Well, even though Partey's injured, we'll just put him in, for the sake of balance. And yeah. Andrea, you have your two picks of your midfield.
Yeah, it's got to be Ndombele for sure. He's probably he outplayed Conte in that Chelsea match. He's been amazing. So
oh, really?
Definitely. Huh?
Oh, really? I was thinking Jedson Fernandez and Dele Alli.
Actually, if I get to decide the other two, then I'll put Delhi in there.
No, bro, come on, no.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Ndombele. You already
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna say.
Son, Kane.
No, Kane's injured. Kane's injured. You can't put Harry Kane in.
He's not
Yeah,
injured.
so
The,
then we
the only reason
uh,
why we let Partey in was because we wanted to be nice to Saga.
No, here's the thing
Right.
though. Mourinho said Kane's injured, but he's very likely to come back against Arsenal. He literally said he's likely to come back. So by that logic, he still goes in.
Okay. All right. So we're going Kane, Son, and should we give the last one to Saga?
who would go in Tottenham if who would go in right wing?
Well, I mean, we got options. Obviously, you got Lucas Torres.
I don't know if you wanted to. I don't know. Maybe put Son on the right, Bombing on the left. I don't know.
Yes. I mean, yeah, we could do that, like a bombing left, Kane striker, Son right. Because, like, I don't know if you want to put who is a good winger for you guys besides Son? Because you have Lamela, Berger, whatever.
Bergwijn, Lucas,
Berger.
Bergen. The young guy, the wonder kid, Steven Bergen.
Yep.
I mean, I'd let you go with the bombing left, Son right, Kane on top.
No, that's
No.
yeah, that works. Does that sound good, Andre?
I guess, even though Aubameyang, what are his stats this season? Like 1 goal or 2 goals?
I mean, he has three goals in total. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad then. That's still better than Martial numbers.
I knew someone was gonna say that.
Yeah, we
Stop
can
picking up my boy Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial was tearing the league apart last year. He
For,
was
like,
tearing the league apart last year. I think he had more goals than Harry Kane at the end of last season, regardless of his injury.
I mean, you're really gonna pull up stats when you find you're like
Okay.
defending a player against Harry Kane. Like no one even comes close.
Harry Kane literally sleeps at night dreaming to be Anthony Martial. Okay.
God.
Anyways, all right, well, we have reached the end of our preview. Right before we finish up, I'll just repeat the quick combined 11. In goal, Hugo Lloris. Formation 4-3-3. We have Serge Aurier, Eric Dyer, Gabriel, and Kieran Tierney at the back. We have Thomas Partey, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and Tanguy and Ndombele, and then we have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the left, Heung-min Son on the right, and we have Harry Kane up front. And yeah, as I said, we reached the end of our preview. If you enjoyed this preview, smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow us on Instagram and Spotify. Click the links in the description below, and wherever you are watching this in the world, have a good day/evening.